You know the exact feeling. It is that microscopic flinch when you sit down to open a dense textbook, or the sudden, heavy resistance right before you lace up your gym shoes. We often write this off as a lack of willpower. In reality, your brain is running a cold, strict biological calculation. Your brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons. They are never sitting still. They are in a constant state of flux, physically rewiring their connections based entirely on your daily behaviors. Neuroscientists call this Hebbian plasticity. Under this rule, neurons that fire together wire together. Every repeated action builds a physical, structural bridge in your head. But neuroplasticity works in both directions. When you avoid a difficult task, the brain begins to dismantle the neural infrastructure required to perform that task in the future. Choosing the couch over the gym triggers a process of neurological decay. By avoiding the friction today, you make yourself physically less capable of overcoming it tomorrow. To see how this decay begins, we have to look deep into the anatomy of a single moment of quitting. Take that exact microsecond where you choose to scroll through your phone instead of starting your work. As you look at this diagram, watch the midbrain. That red flashing region is the anterior cingulate cortex. This is where the sharp sensation of discomfort originates when you face a high-effort task. This alert represents a strict algorithm. It measures the massive energy expenditure of hard work against the potential for an immediate reward. When you give in to that discomfort and pick up your phone, the neural pathway required for your focused work goes silent. Silence triggers a biological efficiency process called synaptic pruning. To save energy, your brain targets unused or quiet connections for removal. The demolition crew arrives in the form of glial cells called microglia. As you can see here, these cells identify abandoned synapses and physically break them down, gradually weakening the connection. Frequent avoidance signals the brain to prioritize energy conservation over discipline. Over time, your brain adapts to your preference for the easy path. Let's reset to that exact same microsecond of resistance, but this time, let's watch what happens structurally when you choose to push through the friction. The rational, decision-making center at the front of your brain is the prefrontal cortex. It possesses the unique ability to manually override the alarm bells coming from the anterior cingulate cortex. When you force the prefrontal cortex to win this battle, specific neurons associated with that difficult task fire together, initiating a process of structural reinforcement. The brain physically wraps the pathway in a white fatty sheath called myelin. Looking at these two axons, the performance upgrade is clear. Myelin acts as high-speed insulation, allowing electrical signals to travel up to 100 times faster than on a bare nerve. This explains why experts make complex, difficult things look effortless. Their proficiency is the result of heavily myelinated pathways built through repeated prefrontal overrides. Discipline and expertise exist as physically manufactured, highly insulated neural highways. Building these myelinated highways requires a reliable way to trigger that prefrontal override during the first, hardest microsecond of resistance. There is a clinical behavioral protocol designed specifically to exploit the timing of your brain's cost-benefit calculator. It is called the 10-second rule. When the friction peaks, you do not need to commit to the entire task. You only need to commit to enduring exactly 10 seconds of physical action. MRI observations show that after just 10 seconds of starting a difficult task, the intensity of the discomfort signal in the midbrain drops by up to 40%. The brain primarily protests the energy cost of the transition into a task. Once you are in motion, that biological resistance collapses. Your brain rewires itself every single day based on your choices. The question is what you are training it to become.